Welcome back to session 2. Next we'll see the endogenous budding. What is endogenous budding? Bud development occurs inside the parent body. What is endogenous budding? Bud development occurs inside the parent body. We'll learn two examples. Example number 1, Noctiluca. Example number 2, freshwater sponges, Spongilla. And in some marine sponges too. Now we'll see example number 1, Noctiluca. Endogenous budding. Example number 1, Noctiluca. Right, Noctiluca is a heterotroph, free-living, marine-dwelling dinoflagellate, commonly known as sea sparkle. It is a heterotroph, free-living, marine-dwelling dinoflagellate, commonly known as sea sparkle. In Noctiluca, hundreds of buds are formed inside the cytoplasm. See, it's actually a Noctiluca which consists of nucleus, cytoplasmic strand, ectoplasm, endoplasm, flagellum, tentacle, etc. Right? In Noctiluca, during the internal budding, hundreds of buds, internal buds, are formed inside the cytoplasm. These buds remain inside the parent body. Right? In your textbook, there is no diagram for this. Children, kindly draw this diagram for your reference. Right? In Noctiluca, hundreds of buds are formed inside the cytoplasm. Many buds remain within the body of the parent. Right? This is actually a real Noctiluca. Then budding formation inside the Noctiluca. Next, we'll see the endogenous budding. Example 2, freshwater sponges, Spongilla. In freshwater sponges, endogenous budding is a regular, peculiar mode of asexual reproduction. In sponges, bud occurs in the form of gemmules. What are gemmules? Simply we can say it is a internal buds. Gemmules are internal buds or asexual reproductive body. Freshwater sponge, a regular and peculiar mode of asexual reproduction is gemmule formation. Bud occurs in the form of gemmule. What are gemmules? Gemmules, simply we can say it is an internal bud or asexual reproductive body. See the diagram. See the diagram. Right? Gemmules are internal buds formed inside the body cavity called spongocoel. This is our internal buds. Right? Shall we see the real look of gemmule inside the sponge? This is actually a freshwater sponge. See the spongocoel interior cavity which consists of small gemmules. Yeah. This is the real look of gemmules. This is the appearance of gemmules. I hope you understand now where does the gemmules are formed, right? Gemmules are formed inside the sponges. Gemmules are formed inside the sponges. It is actually a internal bud. This is a microscopic view of a single gemmule. Enlarged, zoomed view. Gemmules develop only in unfavorable conditions. How it look like? Gemmules are round, hard ball-like structure, right? How it looks like? It is a round, hard ball-like structure. Internally, the gemmule consists of, you'll be able to see internally, the gemmule consists of central internal mass of cell. These are called archaeocytes. Internally, the gemmule consists of central internal mass of cells called archaeocytes. What are archaeocytes? Archaeocytes are food-laden cells. See, the central mass of cell, internal mass of cell is called as archaeocytes. Archaeocytes are food-laden cells and they act as reproductive cells too. Gemmules has periphery layer. Periphery layer means it is a outer layer. See, it's a periphery layer. The yellow color highlighted part is a periphery layer. Gemule has periphery layer or outer layer which consists of thick pneumatic layer and membrane, outer membrane. Peripheral layer consists of pneumatic layer and outer membrane. Together we call periphery layer. What is the purpose of pneumatic layer? See, the yellow color highlighted part is a pneumatic layer. What is the purpose of pneumatic layer? Pneumatic layer is full of air chambers. Pneumatic layer is full of air chambers and help in floating. Outer or peripheral layer as monoaxon 2. Monoaxon spicule. See, the red color spike-like structure is called it as monoaxon spicules. Outer or periphery layer has monoaxon spicules which act as supporting skeleton for gemule. What is the purpose of monoaxon spicule? Act as supporting skeleton for gemules. Here highlighted red stars. Here I highlighted red stars. Pneumatic layer and then membrane present in the periphery layer. Pneumatic layer is full of air chambers and help in floating. Outer layer has monoaxon spicules which play a vital role to support the skeleton like structure for the gemule. Right? Here I highlighted red stars for some points. As usual, this last year which we saw in the last year, this you have to consider for competitive exam. These 3 points for competitive exams. Move on to the topic. During unfavorable condition, sponge's body get disintegrates. The sponge's body get disintegrates, but the gemule can withstand during the unfavorable condition too. Though the sponge's body disintegrates, this gemules present in the sponges can withstand even in the adverse condition. When condition turns into favorable, gemule begin to hatch. See, this gemule begin to hatch. Archaeocytes which are present at the central mass opens into exterior. These archaeocytes opens into exterior. I already told you that archaeocytes act like a reproductive cells. Right? It opens through a pore called micropyle. Got it? This is the real view of gemule under the microscope. See, under the microscope, the real gemule view. Next, we'll see the important 3 mark budding in yeast versus budding in hydra. Point number 1, during budding, a small bud appears as an outgrowth from the parent body. See, in yeast cell, a small bud appears as an outgrowth from the parent body. What about the budding in hydra? During budding, the ectodermal cells increase. The ectodermal cells, the pink color cell, increase and form a small elevation on the body surface as bud. Point number 2, the parent nucleus divides into 2, the daughter nucleus, one of which migrates into bud. A parental nucleus divides into 2, then one among the daughter nuclei migrates into bud. What about here? During budding in hydra, ectoderm and endoderm pushed out from the bud. See, ectoderm and endoderm are pushed out to form the bud. Bud contains interior lumen, which is actually a continuation of the parent gastrovascular cavity. Parent gastrovascular cavity continues inside the bud in the form of lumen. Third point, budding in yeast. As the bud enlarges and is fully formed, it is separated from the parent and grows into mature yeast. Sometimes a bud may produce another bud over it, which is still attached to the parent cell itself. Right? It forms a chain of buds. See the diagram? Right? Bud in hydra, the bud enlarges and develops a mouth and a circle tentacles at its free end. Finally, bud constrict at the base, finally separates from the parent body, which leads into an independent life. Listen children, today home assignment. Write a short note on budding in yeast and budding in hydra, like distinguished table. Question number 2. Draw a neat labeled sketch of gemule. In gemule formation, they made ask in the form of twist manner. Internal bud, short note on internal bud. Endogenous bud, like that they will ask. So be on safer side, you must practice gemule formation fully. Thank you children.